we're back on the pond site today. You guys have been watching. We fixed an old pond there. I'll show you what we got going on there in a second, but right now we got some major carnage going on. Not major. Yesterday when I was running this tractor, you guys seen I actually brought it out last time, doing a little grading with it. I was running it last night and I blew a cylinder out, didn't I? It was a gusher. Not a leaker, but a gusher. So I actually just pulled it out, grabbed the camera. We put new seals in this dude. We're getting ready to slide it back in there. This style actually uses an internal snap ring, or kind of a pain. When you first take these apart, you got to drive this head gland back in there and put a filler ring in that internal groove so the snap ring will slide past it and you pull it out. So we got to get it slid back in, get that snap ring in there.
Hey, bub.
You just push that part in.
She's in there.
We're going to get this slid back in and get it together, and I'll show you guys what we got going on today.
Go in a ways here.
I need to go back up there, don't I?
Yep. I'm just gonna let you get the bottom there. Oh, I gave her.
We need to pick up on this. I think you're hitting it like a girl. Might get another hammer and hold on there where we can hit it. Why can you, is it?
No, you don't.
Just wasn't holding your mouth right. Or that. Hands here, bud.
Oh, I get it.
Got her. Hit it like a man. There you go. All right. Now we gotta go back out and put that external one on. Scratch my paint. Keep trucking. Look at you. I heard it make noises. You know what we forgot to bring again? Those special pliers. Remember them? Oh.
Bring her to the top, baby.
Top, bottom, which way you want to go? There you go. Bingo.
Jackpot!
We gotta make sure it doesn't leak yet. Fire up. Well, it ain't squirting no more. Sure, we're still up. Oh yeah, we're halfway. Beautiful. All right, got that all fixed. I'm gonna take it out here and run it. So if you guys not been following along, this was an old pond that we redone. It was leaking out the back of the dam in several spots, actually run over top of the dam. We enlarged the lake quite a bit to get some good dry dirt out of here. So we got the top of the dam all on grade with the clay and everything. You guys can see I got it all shaped up looking nice. Actually, I come over after work yesterday and was spreading some of this wet topsoil on the back side of the dam. We're gonna put like 6 inches of topsoil on it so we get good grass. And before I blew that cylinder out, so we're gonna keep on working on that. This is all mud and crap out of the back side of the dam. There's some logs and crap in there. We're gonna take it over there and fill that area in, make a nice flat spot over there. It used to be a valley, so make them a nice more usable ground there anyway. So Dad's probably gonna throw it out the excavator and I'll shuttle it over that way. Like I say, I want to keep spreading this stuff up the back of the dam. Got a topsoil pile over there yet I can bring along the top, and we also got one more big pile of topsoil over there we can bring, put on that bank and stuff. So but yeah, it's turned out pretty nice and make a nice lake, quite a bit bigger than it used to be. So I'm gonna hop on that 700, get this knocked down. You guys can see that stuff's pretty wet. So the reason I'm using the 700 instead of that 850, we got the 850 military machine up here. That 700 only weighs like 4.6 psi ground pressure on the ground. So it weighs like 30,000. It's only got 4.6 psi. That 850 JR, we put the wide tracks on, it's around 7 psi. So 700 is quite a bit lighter. Does better on these slopes and where it's a little bit soft and muddy. So we don't want to bury that 850 for sure. So we're gonna get after it here. All right, had to take a little break. Got an auction going on up in Canada, actually. Just bought a truck and looking at a dozer. It sells tomorrow, so Canadian dollars we got going on. I'll shut him up. So, you guys can see we've been getting that mud up here. Gonna let it dry out. It's pretty muddy, but it bakes here a couple days. I'll come back through and regrade it. I'm gonna get some more of that shaped up where Dad threw that up with the excavator. I got the other section of that dam coated already, or letting it dry, so I'm gonna get everything shaped up. I'm not gonna bore you guys with running the dozer on and all that. We'll get all this slicked up, and then hopefully in a couple days, probably be next week, I'll come back. We'll get this all shaped up, and maybe we'll throw some seed and straw on her. So we'll be back. All right, back after a couple days, actually 3 or 4 days of drying dirt. Got that topsoil on the backside of the dam. It's drying up pretty good. So what I'm gonna do today is I've got topsoil pile over there, got a little one there, and we got a big one right here that we stripped before we did everything. So I'm gonna move this 700 out of the way. I'm gonna grab the green military 850. So it's gonna be a lot quicker shoving these bigger piles out. So I'm gonna shove this stuff on top of the dam. I got this hill here, and there's a little bit in here yet. I've got that pile there I'm going to bring along the top of the dam. Stuff was pretty wet when I shoved it up, so we may have to let it dry a day or so and then get back in here with the 700 and get everything shaped up for some seed and straw. So starting to look good. I'll check the oil here. Right on the full line. That's what we like to see. People commenting and sending emails and stuff on, man, it looks like you guys run equipment before, or you guys look like you know what you're doing. Actually, if you guys don't know some of my background, I actually grew up running equipment. That's what I'd done for most of my life until about, the last 10 years I've really just been buying and selling stuff full time. But up until probably 2012 or so, I was running equipment. My dad had an excavating business since the 70s, so that's what I grew up doing when I was a kid and everything. I mean, I was out running tobacco. He had me loading a dump truck when I was 5 years old. I was out running bulldozers when I was 10 years old. So he had me out for hire when I was 11, 12, 13 years old, and I was making my own money and buying my own stuff. So that's where I grew up around that stuff, and we was always working on stuff. So that's where I learned to work on it and everything at. So a little history, but we had 30-some pieces of equipment at the end, big stuff. We was doing commercial jobs. And, you know, we did a lot of lakes, subdivisions, commercial buildings, and that kind of stuff. So definitely got a lot of experience in that part of it. Like I say, I probably run equipment more than I've actually worked on it here, but definitely nice to come out and do something a little bit different. we got all the topsoil laid out. It was wet when we put it up. Whenever you put dirt in a pile that's wet, it's never going to dry. It might dry an outside foot or two, but which I knew that when we shoved it up. But we're in the end of June, July, so it's going to dry good. So got it all spread out. I've left it extra thick on the top of that dam. I'll let that dry, and I'll probably take that 700 with a 6-way blade and dust the dry stuff over the front side of the dam. Then we'll probably take the excavator and touch up that front side. So I want to take a chance of getting a dozer in there and sliding off in that mud. So, but yeah, it'll dry up here in another day or so, and we'll get her worked up at the 700, and maybe we'll get some seed and straw on it. But I think we're all done with this dude here. I'm gonna send the boys over and let them dig the tracks out. So I'll probably take it over and see Mr. Andy next. You guys rode up here. We got the old straw blower loaded up. If you guys have watched any of my videos, so you actually see I bought that at auction a couple months ago down in Louisville. We've got 84 bales of straw on. Not sure if that's going to be enough, but that's what fit good. You guys can see those are actually in 21 bale bundles. There's 2 metal bands around here. The guy I get these from has a machine, wraps them up 21 at a time, so it makes them real easy. Just take a skid steer or whatever, load them up, and you're done. So makes it super easy. You're not handling bales individually. Well, if you guys can see, I've been grading here. Didn't get any footage of that. Well, we just still have a little bit more to do. We got all the topsoil out. You guys can see I've actually got I've tracked this all in with the dozer track. So graded it all out and actually run up and down the slopes with the dozer. So that does a couple different things. It's going to help with erosion when it's raining, and it's going to put a place for the seed to sit in, and when it rains it's going to collect in those cleat marks, help that seed grow, retain a little bit of that water and all that good stuff. So I'm actually going to track all this in because it is the middle of actually the end of June, almost July. So not ideal time to be planting grass, but like I said earlier, I actually have a signed contract on selling this piece of property, so we're closing on it at the end of July. So I've got to get grass growing anyway for that deal. So you guys can see we got that all graded out, got topsoil and everything. I got inlet pipe, or outlet pipe down there I should say, on the very end. I actually used the original one, put another extra piece on it. So we've got the dam's about probably 2.5 feet taller than what it was. The water level is actually only about 6 inches higher than it was, 6 or 8 inches. So I didn't want to raise it much more because we got a couple big nice trees over there and I didn't want to get up on those. So the pipe's actually sitting down 2 feet from the top of the dam. So that means we've got basically 2 foot of freeboard. So if we get a big rain or something, it's got a little extra room to run up. So not going to be run over the top of the dam like the other one. So there's not very much watershed at all in this pond. So it just has a 12-inch pipe in, which should be more than plenty, because what you guys can see is just the amount of water it runs into it. Other than it does have a couple of good running springs. So if you remember in the previous videos, this thing was, we had it plumb drained out, and it's probably raised a foot already in the last week or two. So there's a real good spring right here. There's another one up there. So but she's coming up for sure, but it'd take a little while to fill it up. Like I say, there's not much watershed at all. So I'm gonna get the rest of this all tracked in and looking good, get some of these clods busted up. Say it may look a little bit rough, but once it all melts and those are cleat marks will melt away and the grass will grow up in them. So it makes nice the grass seed, you know, to fall down in there, and the rain will go in there and gives it a place to hold the moisture and seed and all that stuff, especially when it's going to sit for a while. Ideally around here, if I was going to keep this and wasn't selling it, I'd probably wait till about the first week of September and plant this. It cools down, you get a little bit of moisture and rain and stuff, and it's just a lot better grass growing season. So anyway, I did shoot grade down there in this section. Got about 6 foot of water down there, so that's going to make a nice place fishing, swimming, or whatever. So I'm going to hop on the dozer here and get to tracking the rest of this in, and then boys are coming over. I think Kevin's going to help. We're going to blow some straw. Boys are picking up some grass seed this morning, so we'll get after it. Bales did we blow, boys and girls?
I don't know.
5 times 21.
5 times 21?
105, is that right?
100.
Huh?
I've never been able to count that high.
105, right?
Yeah.
We're wrong, somebody will tell us. Got everything covered in straw. Boys got a little spot there we couldn't reach in the center. They're going to shake by hand. They got 3 bales left, so somebody's coming to buy the straw blower a couple days. Worked good, didn't it?
Dang straight it did.
Kevin manned the helm up there.
Okay.
Didn't even get seasick.
Wow. Let's not talk about that. I'm still a little crazy.
We had to put an extra strap on it to get a little bouncy. So that's supposed to be sold. The green 850 you guys seen here, it's sold already. The yellow 850 sold to a YouTube viewer, so we're just about out of equipment. I still got a 700 sitting there yet.
Okay, Excalibur.
The Excalibur's for sale, Kevin's car, rust free, Southwest car.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Miles.
It looks good from over here. So that is a wrap on this project. Hope you guys enjoyed it. So if you did, give me a big thumbs up. Helps out a lot. If you want to see more of this stuff in the future, besides shop videos, let me know in the comments below. We'll see you guys next time. Say bye.